Hello viewers, I hope you're all doing well and safe. This is Akbar Baig, co-founder and CEO at Skillshark EduTech and host for today's interaction. I'm super excited to inform that our today's guest is one of my favorite YouTubers. It's Nijo Jonson. Nijo is a storyteller, a YouTuber, and a filmmaker. He is committed to create an impact by spreading positivity through his short films on his YouTube channel. So Nijo was formerly a corporate, who gave up his job to chase his passion. So why wait more? Let's listen to Nijo, his own story.
Hi, Akbar. Thank you very much for inviting me for this, and super excited. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great, Nijo. Yeah.
Cool. So I started my journey. I think it got um, started by accident because I happened to join a college which had a very strong art and culture association. So I'm from Delhi University, Dayal Singh Evening College. So when I entered the college, I noticed that the Art and Culture Association was something which was like a big thing over there. So we wanted to be a part of it. So I went ahead, and not a lot of people know that I was a part of a dance team. So we used to dance. So we got trained into Western dance form, jazz, salsa, social dancing, different types of Western dance forms, Bollywood dancing. So I was for 3 years we were a part of that, and after that my life was very much planned that after college I'll join some airlines or travel industry because I was a travel graduate. So I did my tourism graduation. I did my graduation in tourism. But then because I spent these 3 years on stage and being in the process of creating something, I couldn't really survive anywhere else. So after that, I basically worked for around 2 years in an airlines initially, and then in a UK-based travel agency for another 2-3 years. But after 5 years, I was done. I was in a space wherein I told my parents that I won't be able to do this job or any job for that matter of fact. So I have to do something which is related to what I want to do, telling stories or something which is related to creating something. And that's how I left my job and started chasing this.
And Nijo, see, the hardest part of starting something is actually getting started. Now that now that you have explained, how you transition from one phase to other phase. We'd like to understand the memories or the experiences that you have when you were actually starting to create content.
See, the most important thing for anybody is to start as soon as possible. Not in terms of age, but in terms of if you feel that this is something which you really want to do, the more you're going to delay it, the more difficult it is going to be. So the most important thing is to give a timeline that by this time, like it's funny that uh, I saw this film Three Idiots, and after seeing that film, I decided that I'm not going to go to office. So I didn't go to office after that. So I think I saw it somewhere around in Christmas time only. I think it was December of 2009 or something. I don't know, something like that. And then I didn't go to my office. I called my boss and I said that I won't be able to come because I have to start this right now, or else it's never gonna happen. So he was kind enough to tell me that no problem. You can still do this job along with whatever you're trying to do. So try it out. So I then initially I used to go to film school. Bharati Vidya Bhavan is there in Delhi. So I used to go to film school by around. I used to get up by 8. I used to reach my school by 9, film school, and then by the time we used to wrap from there, it was 5, and then I used to go back home by 6. I used to go to my office because it was a UK process company, and then till 3-4 o'clock I used to work there. So technically I was sleeping for hardly maybe 3 years for one entire year. And I remember I used to take off just to sleep. But uh, once you are into something which you really want to do, you don't see all these things. These things, until unless you're in something which you feel is right, time will not be a problem. So I think that was the most fundamentally one of the strongest time and one of the toughest time I spent, wherein I was not getting enough sleep, and I was doing a lot of work at that point in time. So that's how I started. And I know if I wouldn't have done that, I don't think I would have convinced myself to leave a handsome salary, because at that point in time, like 11, 12 years back, I was getting decently paid. I used to get decent incentives. I think I had a package of somewhere around total 15 to 16 lakhs per annum. So I was making decent amount of money at that point in time. But the point was that I was not happy with that.
Right, absolutely,
So to
Nijo. I mean,
getting started, the most important thing to get started is start as soon as possible. If you'll give your mind time to think, boom, it's gone. Then your mind will give all the possible negative solutions. Because at that point in time, my mom was the only person who was earning in the family along with me. So leaving the job was a very, very difficult thing. But then I had to do it, so I convinced everyone.
right, absolutely, Nijo. I mean, maybe that is something that happens to everybody who goes on to chase their dreams or passion or something. Right? We all have this, gut feeling, or deep within, we all know that okay, there is something that I'm really good at, and if I give a shot, even if I get paid less, I'll be a lot more happy, and it's just a matter of getting that instinct out, and that can do wonders.
Yes, and in fact, there's a funny story around it. As we were talking about stories, I was working for 5 years. So basically, during that period of time, one of my friend applied for a unconditional visa in UK to study, and he and me, we both got the offer letter for an unconditional offer letter, wherein we just had to go to UK and join. That's it. So we don't have to go through IELTS and all, because we had experience of airlines as well as a UK based company, and we wanted to do a PG in that particular stream. And meanwhile, I was also searching for a film school so that I can learn about filmmaking. And frankly speaking, both the things collided, and I had offer letter of an unconditional offer letter from UK in one hand, wherein my same profile was getting a kind of promotion in UK, and I can study there and I can work there for around 5 years and then get a PR there itself. So that's where I had one thing. And on the other hand, I had this offer letter from a film school, wherein I had to start everything from the scratch. So I went home. I said I have like a 80s Bollywood film. I said I have these two papers. One is a offer letter for UK, and another is a film school. And now I want you guys to tell me what to do. And looking at the financial condition of the family, because I come from a very basic and middle class family. Both my parents are from government. Both of them are government employees. So the financial condition was not that great. So I told them that you guys have to give me order to go to UK, and that's it. Let's not have a conversation around the second option. So they said, Ki, chalo, we'll put a parchi and all. We'll write this down and put it in front of in our mandir and all, and we'll pick up one parchi from that. So I said, don't do that. You just order me to go to UK, and that's the best possible thing financially. Don't go in that direction. So they said, why? I said, if we do that, I'm 110% sure filmmaking will come. So they were like, how is it possible? I was like, I'm more than 100% sure that filmmaking Panchi will come. So they said, if that's how it is, then let it be. and then it had to be that way only.
Wow, that's amazing. Nijo, I mean, since we are talking about stories, I can just relate to myself that, while we were kids, everything taught to us, right, from parents, teachers, schools, everywhere, it was all stories, right? And gradually, as we grow up, at very limited places, we get to see. Say, for example, if you are pitching someone, they expect a story. Or if you are applying for a college admission, they expect a story. What do you think is the special edge that stories actually get compared to other modes of communication?
I think communication for me is all about telling stories. People who can tell stories are good communicators. That's it. As one liner, there is nothing beyond that. There is nothing beyond, or there's nothing like a format of a communication which is beyond storytelling. All you want to communicate, it has to be through storytelling only. So that's what something which separates us from other creatures on the planet, that we have the power to tell stories or to communicate in a storytelling format, right? So that's the beauty of it. This makes us human, and this is the only thing which connects us more than anything else. That's what I feel. So storytelling for me is actually communication of any human. Human communication is all about storytelling. So no matter where you're going for on interviews, or you're talking to your friends, or you're talking to your girlfriend, or you're talking to your parents, all we are doing is exchanging stories, and that's it. Exchanging our experience in a format of story. And only those who can exchange their stories in an interesting form, people are more interested in their point of views, right? So some people are good storytellers, some people are bad storytellers, but end of the day, everybody has to be a storyteller if they are speaking. So for me, storytelling is all about uh, the entire communication.
Wow, that's wonderfully explained. Yeah. So yeah, and Nijo, I use Facebook, and while I'm always scrolling, uh, one of the best contents that I always stumble upon is Nijo Plus, because it's really a unique content. That basically I won't say a content, but it's actually a community that you've built. So we'd like to know more about Nijo Plus.
So when I started making my short films, I asked people to give me some stories or share their problems so that we can convert them into content. Eventually, I slowly and gradually I started receiving more than 500 to 1,000 messages in a day, and people were pouring their stories, and these stories were not just limited to text. People started sending me audio files, video files, showing their bruises, people crying, uh, and I don't know what, not almost all the possible things I've seen in that particular segment. And then I realized that so many people are stuck with their problems because they don't have anybody to listen to their problems. So then this idea of creating a community of listeners came to me, that I think we should create a community wherein a group of people can listen to each other's problem, even if we are not providing any solution, because we cannot really provide any solution to anyone. So the whole idea is to at least become a validation for them. Yeah, that this is a problem, and we validate this is a problem. So we started a community by the name of Nijo Plus, and then people started putting their problems. And uh, Facebook is smart enough to come up with new tools, so it has a feature wherein people can type their problems anonymously, and the community respond to it. So I'm really happy, and this is one of the things which I'm really proud of, that it is a seed which has come out of our content and our storytelling, and it has helped so many people. Recently, one of a couple got married, or two strangers got married through that platform. So, and we get a lot of messages that they are happy being there or solving each other's problem or listening to each other's problem. So that is one space which I'm really proud of. Even though I'm not getting a lot of time to build it, but I need uh, IT technicians and smart people like you to convert it into something big or something meaningful, which we discussed some time back. But again, until and unless I don't find the right people who can understand how sensitive this is, I'm not gonna put all my efforts. But right now, the best part it is on automation mode. People are there who are supporting each other, and I always wanted it to be like that, because I see this Baba culture in our country, wherein there is one Baba, everybody is going to that Baba, and then Baba is the guy who's going to give them solution or listen to them or what not. So I never wanted to become that Baba or demigod kind of a character. I always wanted that the community should resolve. They should have certain things which can resolve it within themselves. It should not be restricted to only me. That only if I'm available, then only it's gonna work. It should be beyond all of us. So that was the vision, and it's going good. It has around 175 k followers in like what, an year or so, less than that. So it's going good.
I mean, that's really amazing, Nijo. What I personally believe is, startups or initiatives are all about solving problems, and the best ones are those that have an impact, right? And in my case, you haven't just built a group or a channel, but we have actually built a community. And I'm sure through our medium or to our viewers, maybe we'll find the best tech guys to actually help us address this at scale. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nijo, there are a lot of parallels that can be drawn when you're building a community or you're building a startup, right? There's definitely an entrepreneurial spirit that it actually takes to be an amazing content creator or to actually build a community. So, what are the key traits do you think entrepreneurs or these amazing content creators should have right from the day one they start building content?
I think the most foolish thing which is there right now is that we all are uh, driven by fruits and not by the process of plantation. That's the example of it. So everybody is looking out for uh, $1 million or $1 billion valuation company. They want to attain 10 million views, 10 million or 100 million subscribers and all that. So when the society is only running behind fruits, only people who actually love the process are going to survive in this space. So if I do not like writing scripts, if I do not like telling stories, if I do not like making or process of making short films or filmmaking, eventually, even if I succeed, I'll lose my interest after a point in time. And even if I do not get a million views on my content, I'll still be happy creating content. Are you getting me? So the most important thing which every youngster or anybody who's interested in becoming an entrepreneur has to understand, all those people, all those successful people, uh, whoever it is, if you actually try to get into the core of them, they are in love with the process more than the fruit. Fruit is there or not, they are not bothered, because they are still creating things uh, when they do not have that kind of funding. And once that funding comes, it's just the outlook of others which changes, not of the entrepreneur, of himself, because he's in love with the process. He'll be more interested in what kind of soil am I going to bring, how much sunlight is required, what kind of seed quality is required, and how exactly am I nurturing this plant. If it is giving fruit, a bigger fruit, it's a better profit. If it is having a smaller fruit, it's that is also fine. And if it is not giving fruit this season, he'll try to get fruit next year, but he's not creating the entire process just for the fruit. So put it into a simple example. This is the biggest problem of the society. And whoever wants to become an entrepreneur is getting motivated by the numbers they are getting, or some of the companies or entrepreneurs are getting. And if it is only a fruit driven mission, you will never have an impactful product. It will always be about getting that money and trying to buy a new house or new cars or extraordinary things, and it'll go away the way it has come. So it's very important to understand, if you're doing something which you are just doing for the heck of getting a lot of money, eventually, even if you get that money, you will not be happy with that.
I mean, that's very, very
And in the
relatable.
process, right, and if in the process of doing something which you really want, you get money, you will be super excited of this life, because then you're making money out of something which you never thought of, or something which you really love, and you're making money also. That's a jackpot, you know. Or you should have this sense to find that if I'm not making money, then how to make money being in the same process. Yeah. And another very important thing which I want to tell about entrepreneurship is, people value ideas more than execution. And only the right entrepreneurs can understand this, that we can have $1 million ideas, but if we are not going to execute it, or if we cannot execute it properly, it's not going to happen. You know, I am always coming up with stupid things in my own team also. And only those things which we can execute can generate revenue are just stupid things. But a lot of people I've seen are very serious about finding an idea, and they're preserving it like this is the best thing, next big thing, this is the next Google. Google never knew that it can become Google. They just started and became Google. So the whole point is very simple, to understand this thing of execution. If you do not know how to execute it, no matter how wonderful your idea is, not gonna go anywhere.
Right, Nijo. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's this journey and there's this destination, and you have to be a journey-driven entrepreneur, super excited about the journey more than the destination. And if you're excited about the journey, the destination will automatically be in place. So yeah, I mean that's.
Well, I believe there is no destination for a human. If you do not have a cycle, you want a cycle. If you have a cycle, you want a motorbike. You have a motorbike, you want a better motorbike. If you have that, you want a car. Then you want a luxurious car. Then you want a cruise. Then you want a jet. It's endless. Destination is something depends completely on your financial status. The moment whatever status you'll be always aiming 100x more than what you have. So it's never gonna come down.
Right. So yeah, Nijo, I mean that's quite a lot of stuff that I learned today. And what's your final message to our audience? Basically, they are the student community.
For the students, the most important thing is go for something which you are here for, in terms of go for something for which you have to find the purpose of your life. The most important thing. If you are born to tell stories, to create content, to impact the world with your content and stories and videos and filmmaking, then enter a space of content creation, right? If you are in love with machines, if you want to build some kind of hardware, you want to build some kind of softwares, and you are in love with solving a particular problem, then go ahead and become that. If you feel that I want a secure life, I want to live a job centric life, then maybe try to become a Sundar Pichai of employees. There is so much talked about entrepreneurship, but becoming good paid employees is equally impactful in the society, because all the top employees are extremely capable of solving big problems. So they are also entrepreneurs of their own capacity. Are you getting me? So there is nothing which we can put it into structure. The whole point is, if we can just explore who we are as a person, then follow what you want to do, then we are going to waste lesser time in reaching out to that. And I see a lot of people who don't even know what is that purpose. The purpose might be just to get hold of 10 dogs in your colony and make them eat food. That's it. That can also be a wonderful purpose. It's not necessary that the purpose has to be something wherein you walk and 5 million people are just dying to touch you. Even a small purpose like getting hold of 10 dogs and making them eat food every day can be a beautiful purpose. It's all about what is making you happy. And unfortunately, we have this syndrome of uh, going behind fame more than what we want. So if I am a badminton player and I can become the best badminton player in the country, I'll still go and try to get into cricket, because cricket is a bigger sport. More fame, more money is there. In the process, neither I am a badminton player nor I'll be able to become a cricketer. And even if I've become a cricketer, I might not enjoy cricket the way I like badminton. So the most important thing for any student or for anyone is to understand who you are as a person. And if you actually are that person, then go ahead and try to become the best version of that. That's it.
Right. That's an amazing takeaway for the student community, Nijo, and personally for me also. And it was a great session today, and really glad having you as for this session. Yeah, looking forward to many such interactions. Thank you, Nijo.
Thank you, Akbar. Thank you very much.
Yeah.